Mommy of Two, and welcome back. Today, as you might see by the project I am working on, I'm doing a WIP and Chat, so grab out whatever that is for you, and yeah, let's have ramble, shall we? For this section I'm doing at the moment, I only need to do the ABs, so yeah, there's a lot of them, as you might see. Yeah, first off, how are you all doing? I hope you had a wonderful week. And yeah, my week was kind of busy, but it was fun. So yeah. Let's think where to start. Yeah, the beginning, that's a good point. Yeah, I think I'm just going to start with the Friday, because I don't think that the Wednesday and Thursday were much entertaining, because they were just regular, usual, basic and kind of, I think, boring stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to move on to Friday. Well, not that happened much on Friday, but I did clean a lot on Friday, because on Saturday we held our birthdays, because my birthday was a couple of weeks ago and my son and my husband actually had their birthday yesterday. At least yesterday when I'm filming this, and this is Wednesday, so yeah, I'm a bit late today, but yeah, wanted to have some quality time with my son and later in the evening with my husband. So family first. So yeah, that's why this WIP and Chat is a little bit late, just in case you were waiting on it. Don't think many people would, but who knows? So yeah, basically I did all the cleaning on Friday, and then afterwards I tried to bake like a big sheet cookie kind of contraption, and just move along. Yeah, try to do that, but yeah, that did not go too well. It wasn't the greatest. So yeah, we didn't serve it at the end, but at least I and the little one had fun trying to bake it. On Saturday itself, we had just a regular kind of morning, just doing the last of the cleanup, and yeah, basically the last things that you can do a day in advance. Husband did the groceries for the party, not that we didn't need it much because there were not many people coming, but afterward we found out that he forgot the most important thing, namely the cakes, or as we would say here, the fly, even though we had more of taart, so cake, pie, whatever you want to call it. We had more of the luxury kind. Yeah, Vlaai is a regional product here in the province where I live, namely Limburg. So in the Netherlands it's a thing, Limburgse Vlaai, and that's basically like a dough base with many times things like fruits, or like a kind of pudding on top, and then yeah, stuff on top that. Don't know what the direct definition is. Let's just get my good friend Google. Limburgse Vlaai. do we have some information? Yes, here. Yeah, the Wikipedia page says that it is often given out with occasions where the people want to show hospitality. So let's see. I'm going to try at least to pop in some images over like the last bit where I'm looking around, but so yeah, it says here like we have some classics. A real classic is rijstevlaai, which is a rice. Yeah, how to translate fly. I'm just going to call it a pie. I don't know if it's correct, but a rice pie. You also have a variation with it where it has whipped cream and chocolate curls. Then another classic is kruisbessenvlaai. Yeah, they say around here krunselen, I believe it's translated. Do need to grab Google Translate to see what kruisbessen are. Gooseberry. Because, yeah, I can't translate it if I don't know what it is. And sometimes you have it with like a egg white foam layer. Then you have another classic that is a puddingkruimel, which is pudding crumb. Then you have, here they call it appeltoeslag. So it's an apple pie kind of contraption. Then you have with apricots, black plums, and many of them have like rows of pastry on top. So yeah, they have a lot of different kinds. I'm going to try to remember to put up some images. Make it look nice and good and make you hungry in case you aren't already. In case you are, I hope you didn't look up because it might get you hungry because yeah, I saw already some images and I'm already like, I want something to eat now. And I seriously already get frustrated with Yiggies. But yeah, so after we had lunch, my husband needed to go back to the store because yeah, you can't have a birthday here without a vlaai. Or as my in-laws call it, koek, which translates to a biscuit or cookie. So yeah, that would not be a really good translation, but I still don't know why they call it that, but oh well. So then afterwards there was just the basic things like cutting everything up so that it's all ready to go for people to snack on. That was fun. It was not really busy. We had my parents-in-law, my sister-in-law with her son. She was also telling that her neighbor's sheep was also at the point of delivering the lambs. So they might need to be called away, but they weren't. So yeah, curious to see when the little one or little ones come. Because yeah, they already had lambs this year by another sheep, but yeah, that's not here nor there. And let's see who else we got. We got a cousin of my husband that came, an aunt and uncle, and that was basically it. Now I think about aunt and uncle, I had something to do on Thursday, because namely my aunt had her birthday. She turned 50, so yeah, it was a little bit of a bigger party, so yeah. But yeah, we got on that party, we got our birthday gifts, because yeah, they most likely would not make it, because my aunt needed to work also on Saturday, and because they needed to split their party in, like, I believe 3 or 4 parts. Yeah, there were not enough. Well, the space that they had was too small for the number of people, so they needed to split it up. And obviously, after everything, you still need to clean up and stuff like that. And since you also, as I said, needed to work on Saturday, you're like, I don't think we can make it. So we're like, yeah, that's no problem, because yeah, we saw them on Thursday, and this upcoming Saturday we're also going to see them, because we have a family outing from my side of the family, so we see them there. But all in all, it was fun, as we would say in Dutch, gezellig. And yeah, after that, the kids were totally knackered. Totally done for. And yeah, we had some fun gifts. They could play with that like a couple of days. Yeah, later in the evening, hubby and I did just a regular date night. We ended up also, I don't know why exactly, we ended up talking in English with each other. Oh, I do already know why it was, because we're talking about maybe sometime in the future doing a video together. So most likely like a WIP and Chat. So in case you have anything you want to ask my husband or about my husband, let me know, and I'm going to write them down. And yeah, then that will be, oh come on, work along. Then I'm going to try to answer as many questions that you might have, well, whenever we decide to do that video. So we haven't spoken about when we're going to do that, but it's a thing that we're longer debating on, of like if we're going to do that. And yeah, I think we're debating on that for like a year already. So yeah, will most likely be awkward as hell, but well, yeah, my husband supports me and my channel a lot. Many times, a lot of the ideas that I have for the channel are actually his, not mine. And yeah, so he really supports me and the channel, which is really sweet of him, because yeah, he might also be like, that's not my thing, you just keep it to yourself. But many times when we're out shopping and he spots a diamond painting or a washi tape or something like that, he's like, hey, hon, you want something? You need something? Anything you like? Because yeah, he's my diamond painting sponsor. And yeah, he keeps the addiction going. So yeah, I'm needing to open up another section here. But yeah, with the whole conversation in English, yeah, I noticed that my English for sure is not as good as I thought it would be. But I guess before anybody is going to comment on it, I know why it is. I hope you don't mind, but I guess if you would mind that my grammar is very incorrect and stuff like that, you wouldn't be watching. So I guess you wouldn't mind too much. But yeah, I know I'm rambling, but yeah, you know me. If you don't, well, I'm Lona. I'm I'm from the Netherlands and I'm a crazy rambler, so yeah. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, as I was saying, my husband and I were talking in English, and he also mentioned we were later talking about it just in regular Dutch. Oh, come on. A piece of my plastic ripped. Get off. Thank you. But yeah, we're also talking about it later on, and we're also like, it's partly normal that my English isn't the greatest, especially with comparison to him, because many of the books and stuff they use in the Navy, where he works, is in English, because it's not that all the manuals will be written for every country that uses the same stuff. So yeah, that's not easy. So he uses a lot of English. And then we also were counting out like how many years we had it in school, because I went to school in Belgium for 5 years, not 4, 5 years. In Belgium, they have French in school and not English as they would in the Netherlands. So I had like 2 years when I was on, I don't know how you call the school type in English, but at least here it is called lager onderwijs or basisonderwijs. So the lower or basic education. There I had it 2 years, the last 2 years. So when I was about 11, 12 years, 11 or 12 years old, I need to say it like that. So around that time I had it for 2 years. And because I did the next school in Belgium, I didn't have French. I had more French. Try to put the English and the Dutch words together, so it became France, because in English it's obviously French and in Dutch it's Frans. So yeah, sometimes it's a little bit confusing because my brain thinks in Dutch and I need to speak in English. But as I was saying, in Belgium, you don't have English unless it's like a higher level of an education form, which at that time I was in, but the first year it was just only French and the obvious Dutch. The year after I had English, which was basically a repeat of my first 2 years of English. So it was basically counting the alphabet, holding like a tiny conversation, like I am so and so, I come from there, and yeah, I'm that old, and that's basically it. And yeah, try to keep conversation with that. And after that, I had a year of French. I had another year of French. Obviously with both, all the 4 years on that school, on those both schools, because after a year I had English, I moved to a different school. Well, I switched to a different, I didn't move. But so yeah, I had was it in total 4-year French and 5-year Dutch with a year of English. After that, I only had I went to a different school that was back in the Netherlands, but that was more focused on retail. And for one or the other reason, the school I went to had German So yeah, I had also 2 years of German, but there we didn't have English. We also only had like German and Dutch. So yeah, it's not all very helpful in my English. And well, we counted it out. My husband in total had 10 years of English. So I think I also might expect that his English is better than mine. So yeah, it still made me feel a little bit like, I don't know, self-conscious or something. So yeah, I hope you don't mind my grammar too much, because yeah. But yeah, I also, as I said, I have said this before, I think, but yeah, basically all the English I speak, I taught myself with like watching YouTube, movies, TV in general, and reading and stuff like that. So yeah, I think you can understand that, especially with all the types of English that there are also out there, that is pretty hard. So I might use like the American English version, word in one sentence, and then a British word in another. And yeah, I will be mixing and matching to my heart's content. So yeah, I hope you can still at least understand, and yeah. Yeah, that's here nor there. I'm already self-conscious enough about myself, so yeah. I struggle with myself many times, and that's a character flaw, so yeah, if I get stuck in my head, it's getting rough. So next on the list of things we did, let's first see how long I'm rambling. Already 22 minutes. I don't know how much of the other videos I wanted to do I will be able to do today. But yeah, we'll see. Downfall of filming in the evening. I still want to go to bed at a decent time. Yeah. And after my husband and I rambled on in English, and yeah, we decided that my English better needs some improvement, at least like grammar wise. So let me know down in the comment section if you agree with that, or if you're like, I can totally understand everything you say, and not that I think that would be it, but yeah, let me know on what thing you think I need improvement. Except for my rambling, because I can already say that's not going to happen. If you don't like my rambling, well, sorry, not sorry. If you don't like it, well, you know where to click away from this video. If not, and you do like my rambling, well, you're welcome to stay. I really like it if you would stay and listen to me ramble on about basically everything and nothing at the same time. But yeah, so after discussing everything, we decided it was late enough, and we went to bed. So the day after, morning was just, I believe it was just a regular morning, nothing special planned. And yeah, in the afternoon we decided to go to the city, more like the village center that we have here. It's not we live in a huge city or something, but I went to our local shopping place because we needed to have some stuff. And then from the way there, we decided to, you know what, it's nice, it's really good weather, we're just going to go to a park that we have close by, which is called Schutterspark, which, if I think my translation is correct. It would be Shooters Park. So I think it has something to do with like a place where it used to be a shooting range or something. I have no clue. Not familiar, really familiar with it, so yeah. But at least it's a nice park there. You can walk. We have a petting zoo there. There is like a little lake where there are boats across where you can go on. You can fish there at places. And yeah, they have a lot. And we also found out, well, I did know actually, but I did know, but I didn't know at the same time. Like, it's one of those, oh yeah, that's here too. They had a small train. So we walked past it and we saw that it was just 50 cents for a ride. So we decided to, you know what, it's just 50 cents, so it would be 2 euro for the 4 of us to go. And we're like, you know what, let's just, yeah, do that. So we got 4 tickets and we went in a little train ride. And it was a little steam train. So a steam engine train, however you want to say it. So I'm going to pop up an image here somewhere. It was like a really tiny thing. It was pretty funny to see actually, but I didn't have I didn't take a photo with other people in it because, yeah, privacy is a thing. I did have what's the word? Train driver. I have him on the picture, but yeah. But it was actually like a really small, cutesy train, and when I sat in the seat, I later afterwards said to my husband, like, it's good that my butt wasn't bigger because otherwise I wouldn't have fit. Because it was really tiny. But it was fun. It was a train ride, and it actually took about 5 minutes, so it was 50 cents well spent for each of us. So kids loved it, especially our daughter. She was looking around and having a big smile, and yeah, it was really cute. But yeah, it was like a little tiny steam engine. There is it is basically operated and maintained and everything by the, let's grab my ticket. I have my ticket still here. So this was the ticket. It says an exploitation, yeah, bijdrage, amount? No, not amount. Amount is quantity. Let's get my trusty friend Google. Google translates. Contribution. Words. So, yeah, it says an exploitation contribution. And it is from the group that does this is Stoomgroep Limburg or something like it. So Steam Group Limburg. And I forgot 2 drills of this color. But yeah, it was like a tiny little train. I think you can fit like 10 people in that train. But yeah, it was fun. Went over some bridges to like a little tunnel. Moved around a little bit. And yeah, it was cute. So yeah, after that we decided to go home because yeah, it was late enough already. For dinner, we've had a few lazy days. So we had basically just French fries, I believe we did that day. Let's think. Oh, loose. Cat's whining for attention already. I'm thinking now, like, what did we eat on Sunday? Did we have French fries, or was that Monday? No, that was Monday, I think. Oh, well, doesn't matter. We just had lazy, basically, snack. Well, not snack. We just had regular dinner, but it still was lazy. Might be that it was pizza. Because I know, like, in the last couple of days, we had French fries, we had pizza. For the birthday, we did some burgers. So yeah, we had some lazy dinners the last couple of days. But oh well, sometimes that's just what you need to do. Still was good though, so I'm not complaining. Yeah, evening was just a regular evening. I do believe on Sunday that I did do some time-lapse diamond painting, which is really not something I do lately too often, because yeah, if you've been here before, you know, I'm not going to go into too much detail again, but yeah, happy when we're a few months ahead of time. And yeah, then on Monday morning we decided to risk it with the weather, because it was already seeing for like a week, like was switching around a bit, like it could be good weather, it could be rainy. Cat was acting strange. So it was a bit like, do we or do we not go? But we ended up just risking it on the Monday morning, and we went to a zoo that is pretty close to us. To be exactly, Gaia Zoo, which we have been last year on our son's birthday. This year we went a day before, on Monday instead of Tuesday, because when he turned 3, he would not longer be free. And being the cheapskates that we are, we were like, yeah, then we go a day earlier, because that saves like 10-15 euros for a ticket. So we're like, yeah, let's not do that. Let's just go a day before. We did have a discount on the ticket, so it's still nice, but yeah, I'm not going to pay an arm and a leg for a ticket that if I just go a day before, we can go, or at least he can go for free. And the price of the tickets itself was the same. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, that was fun. It was quite exhausting, because yeah, kids and their energy, because especially my kids, or at least I sometimes feel that it's like especially my kids. Thank other parents have the same issue. Yeah, I feel many times like a broken record and keep saying the same things. Yeah, we tried to keep, or especially our son, like as long out of the stroller as possible. Ended up like really at the end needing to put him in, because he was just too much of a handful, didn't want to listen anymore, and yeah, I don't want to lose him. Because yeah, otherwise he would have just roamed around in the crowd and he would have been gone, because it was pretty busy. But later, afterwards, we saw that it was only for almost all German and Belgian cars, and we're like, oh dang it, that's true. It was a German and also a Belgian holiday. But it wasn't in the Netherlands. Because I do think it had something to do with like, yeah, I don't know actually. Doesn't matter as much, but yeah, it's not a holiday here, but might also be because we had case day before on the 30th, so might be that that's the reason why it disappeared here. because 2 national holidays in a row would be too much. And yeah, nowadays we have it on the 27th because nowadays it's King's Day. So everything orange, everything goes. But yeah, I had a video last year on King's Day. So yeah, if you want to know more about that, you can look back in my WIP and Chat playlist and you'll see it there. Yeah, also this year we decided to, when we were done with the park, we decided to get the kids a stuffed animal because they love stuffed animals. So that's always money well spent. So we let them pick something out. Our son actually wanted to have a dinosaur. And the one he picked out, I was really debating on that. Like, does he have this one or doesn't he have this one? So I decided, like, you know what? We're not going to do dinosaurs, at least not this year. And yeah, let's just grab an animal that we don't have. My daughter first picked out a red panda. In the end, she decided that she didn't want it. And that was the one that my son also was eyeing. So we're like, hey, do you want this one now? Because I'm not going to give you the same one. So yeah, he wanted that. Then our daughter picked out a flamingo. And yeah, we weren't even at home and they basically were debating on their stuffed animals. She was like, yeah, but I picked that one. And yeah, we're like, yeah, you did, but then you didn't want it anymore and he wanted it. So tough luck. Obviously, they can both play with both of them, but yeah, not when they're fighting over it. It is like, this one is yours, this one is yours. Not anything else. So yeah, after that we had just, as I said, again, lazy dinner. Also had a lazy evening because yeah, my body at that point hurt it. Yeah, that was another day. On Tuesday, it was the actual birthday of my husband and my son. So my husband turned 35 this year and son 3. So yeah, can't believe the little boy is already 3. Time flies, even when it's not always fun. Ended up needing to go, did go shopping on their birthday. Because yeah, we wanted to go out the door and like the basically fun activities were all gone and we needed to look for some stuff. So we did that. Ended up getting a few things. Also ended up getting some diamond paintings pointed out by my husband. My enabler, as I said before. So I have again a few unboxings. Like, what would you rather have? A few unboxings back to back, because I already had a lot of unboxings recently, from which the ones that are upcoming, 2 of them are companies that I have not unboxed already. They're from physical Dutch stores. Or would you be like, well, it would also be nice to have a review in between, because I also have those 2 by now. So let me know down in the comment section below, what would you like? All unboxings back to back, or some reviews in between, or a mix, or how would you like to have it? Because yeah, I have a lot pre-filmed and ready to go. So it's basically more a debate on when to upload it. It's all coming on the channel at some point. I only don't know when exactly. Yeah, we did that. Afterwards, we had our dinner. I made risotto, which my husband loves. So yeah, he, as per usual, ate too much. And after that, we just did a date night. So we did date night yesterday instead of today. And yeah, that's why I am filming today and having this video up a day later than I normally would. Oh, and I forgot a drill. Well, I missed a drill. Well, a symbol actually, not the drill itself. Oh, come on. Move in your place. Let's see how long I'm rambling on. 41 minutes already. Yeah, this is going to be a late one. So yeah, you might want to split this video in multiple parts if you have not enough time. But yeah, you already know that I'm a rambler and yeah, I'm repeating myself. So yeah, that was basically most of my week. So it was mostly a busy but fun week, especially the weekend. I had also an appointment today at the hospital, or well, basically a call appointment for my operation. I think it's about 2 weeks' time, so yay, that's moving along nicely. So I had the people from the anesthesia department, at least that's the word I think. I have Google Translate open. Anesthesia. Yeah, anesthesia. At least it says here. Wrote it completely wrong, but Google picks up what I meant. My writing is bad in every language, so yeah. But yeah, so they called like a little bit about the information on like my health and stuff like that, previous operations, do I have allergies, a little bit on how the operation itself will go, also explaining like basically how the procedure goes beforehand, like when they do what, and they also said like when they are going to basically put me under, they place a transparent mask over my nose and mouth, and yeah, basically it all goes black, as he said. So yeah, that's not a thing that I would need to be nervous about. Yeah, he actually said like think fun things about your kids, and it all goes black, and when you wake up it's the same, you're just there again. So yeah, that's the thing that I'm a little bit kind of nervous about, because I've never been in surgery where I needed to be under a general anesthesia, because I only had 2 surgeries before, and both of them were the C-sections for my kids. So yeah, I was completely conscious then. I only had an epidural, so yeah, that's a lot different. But yeah, it's stress on a different level. But yeah, my stress level is lately pretty high. It's basically high in my entire household. See, I didn't tell you last week, but yeah, especially my husband, but also a little bit me, had breakdown about 2 weeks ago by now. Was actually turned out lucky the weekend that the little ones were at my parents'. So yeah, let's talk about that. It's Mental Health Awareness Month this month. So yeah, just gonna throw that one in. But yeah, so as you know, we have a lot of stress lately with everything going on with like my surgery and my daughter with her diagnosis and stuff like that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're new here, my daughter is currently undergoing testing and stuff to see how basically how her brain works. If she has well, I don't want to call it an issue, but she might have some form of autism or ADHD or something like that. It also might be possible that she is above average in the intelligence department. And so, yeah, we're already going on with that for like half a year by now, if not longer. And it's going to a point where it's kind of hard. We have actually the 12th appointment where we get like the first results of like basically the first round of tests, let's call it like that. Also like her intelligence level and stuff like that. So that's here and there. Then also my surgery on top and stuff like that. And yeah, also like at my husband's work, at times also be a little bit stressful. And yeah, for one or the other reason, his stress levels got the better of him, and he had a little bit of a, well, let's call it argument with somebody higher up in the food chain. And yeah, he had a disagreement already before, like the day before, I believe. I'm not going into detail, that's not here nor there. We had a disagreement about something. Still, he still stands at like the same point at certain points, but yeah, he also is like now, like, how the hell did it go like that? Why couldn't it let it go? But basically, it boils down to he and somebody higher up having a, let's call it an argument for ease of speaking, a disagreement, I can better say, about something, and it got sort of heated, and then my husband broke down. So he had, in the office of that person, he had a mental breakdown. It took him a couple of hours actually to get down from it. So when he calmed, he and the person that had the argument, or both, just normally basically spoke about it, explained the situation. My husband is also like really open about everything that's going on here with me, with our daughter, stuff like that. I'm also really open, but yeah, it's his story and I didn't want to say it and he didn't say it before. So yeah, today he said it like, hey, did you talk about it? And I was like, no, because you didn't say that I could. And yeah, it's personal. And for like those personal stuff, also with like his tumor surgery, like it's now already a year ago, but yeah, those kind of things, like health wise and mental health wise, I'm not going to say without his confirmation that I can say it. It's one thing to talk about myself on that stuff, it's a different thing when it's him. But yeah, so he had that, let's call it argument, disagreement. And yeah, after that, when he got a little bit better from his breakdown, he and the person talked, and yeah, as I said, he's normally very open about everything. But with it being like also maybe a cultural thing or something like that, or at least that's the current debate, because the person is not completely, it's not from Dutch origins, so yeah, it might have snuck in, like cultural wise. And in case you don't know, Dutch are pretty famous for their directness, which I don't know if you've noticed by me, but yeah, we get straight to the point and not beat around the bush. At least not in a normal face-to-face, regular conversation. Most of the times. There are also still people that kiss ass and whatever. But yeah, so it was also like, it might also be a bit of sort of like a somewhat cultural words thing. And yeah, so at least they sort of talked it out. And that person also said like he had some struggles at home with, I believe, the health of his wife, which wasn't the greatest at the moment. So yeah, they were both a little bit, yeah, at the wrong headspace. And yeah, most likely that was part of the reason. So yeah, husband is still confused as to how it got that far, because normally he would have let it go way easier. But yeah, he also went to like his doctor on a base where he goes, and yeah, talked about it with dad, had like some conversation with somebody who helped him, not like a real therapist or something, but it might be that he needs to go to a therapist, or that it is at least smart. But yeah, it's like basically a company social worker kind of person. That person also said like it might be smart, but it might not be smart at this point in time, because with everything going on, also with like my surgery and stuff, it's like the person said like they go into pretty detail. They basically turn you inside out mental wise, and yeah, you don't want to, with all the surgery and the things with our daughter and stuff like that, so like maybe it's not a good thing to do that at this point, because yeah, you don't want to break down completely at this point in time, at least. And yeah, the person actually also had a little bit of, is like, what? Sort of saw it coming and sort of not. But yeah. So yeah, when I was dropping off my kids at my parents', or our kids at my parents', he called me, told me that he would be home earlier because he had a little bit of a meltdown. And yeah, when I came home, I think it was 2.5 hours later, yeah, I was still kind of in a meltdown. So yeah, and I'm a real emotional person anyway, so yeah, I cried along right with him. But yeah, also my own emotions are pretty high, but I was like, yeah, now at this point I want to be strong for him, because he supports me in anything I do. He's my rock, and yeah, I really love him, so for sure I do need to support him. But yeah, it's still at the time, yeah, it still sucks how much I love him. It's not that I don't support him, don't get me wrong, that's not what I'm saying at all, but it's hard for me to see him suffer, to call it like that. So yeah, that was pretty hard. And yeah, I'm an emotional person basically by default. So yeah, so this is your gentle reminder that if you're not in the right headspace, try your best to keep your head on. try to relax as much as possible. I know it's easier said than done, but for me personally, like the last half year, basically my go-to to relax is just when I need to shower or something. I'm just going in the bath, have a little soak, do read a book or something. Most of the times I read an app, but read something. Have a nice long warm soak, and yeah, try to deflate a little. It's always easier said than done, but yeah, always at least try to keep to think about yourself. And that's what we both said. It's like it's easier to think of your partner, think of your kids, think of other families, other people in general, whatever your, well, let's call it focus point of other people or something is, or your pets or whoever, whatever. It's easier to keep your focus on that than on yourself. But yeah, it was a pretty strong reminder to sometimes be selfish and put yourself first. Even if it's just taking a day off and having some calm things, relax a little bit, and yeah, after that you can go on. So yeah, both me and my husband are now in a bit of a better headspace. Stress isn't gone by far. Was seriously fussy butt. Hey. But yeah, so all in all, trying to say, it's like it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you are. If something gets too much, you will break down. I'm a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids. I have not much pressure on me actually from like a job or anything, but still I feel that also for me stress is getting much at this point, with like my husband being the greatest person he is, having me soak in a hot bath every other day or whenever I want. If he noticed that I'm stressed too much, even if it's his turn to take a shower, he's like, you know what, you go today, you can use it, have a little relaxation time, so that I don't break down when I'm needed at home. Because at times it just gets too much. And for him, the same. He is in the military. He's a man. That doesn't mean that he can't have a mental breakdown. Because, yeah, he's just human. He's also just a regular person. But sometimes people forget that, like, also men and also military personnel, or the combination of the two in case of my husband, are, yeah, also just a reflection of the common people and basic society. All the things basic society has, also people in the military have. Somebody that has too much stress can have a breakdown, whatever your work is. So also in the military. So yeah, I'm really appreciate the fact that, excuse me, that his work also has people that focus on mental health, so that the people that do need it just have it available, because yeah, it can change a lot. So yeah, do take good care of yourself. If nothing else, just try to relax whenever you're possible, and you know that you're just getting high up there, even if it's just taking a walk with a dog or whatever. Do please take my advice and sometimes maybe be a bit selfish and think about yourself, because you can't take care of your family if you can't take care of yourself. that's the thing we learned the hard way. Not that it was too bad, luckily for us. As I said, the kids were not at home, so yeah, that was a good thing. We didn't need to try to be strong for the kids because the kids weren't at home, so we could just both break down. Afterwards, we felt a little bit better and just had a good day and good evening. And yeah, so it's not always that it's like a whole long time, at least not for us. We're basically caught it in time. So yeah, hopefully all the stress is soon gone and we can hopefully leave this all behind. But I just wanted to share with you that, like, yeah, in theme of the Mental Health Awareness Month, like, try to keep on top of it. If you do need to talk to somebody about it, need therapy or maybe even medication for help with whatever you're dealing, please, whatever you're struggling with, please seek the help that you need, because you don't want to suffer longer than is necessary. And it doesn't matter if you watch this when I upload this video of 3 months from now, when it isn't when it isn't Mental Health Awareness Month. Struggling with words, getting late. But yeah, even then, even if you watch this, I don't know how long from now, it's still important. So please, again, please take good care of yourself. With that being said, I am going to try to film 1 or 2 videos because, as I said, I did some shopping and I have still some stuff to go. And yeah, and I'm also trying to film a little bit ahead for when I have my surgery, so that I at least be able to do some content. I don't know how much and stuff like that, but at least I'm wanting to try to do something. If nothing else, I'm just going to put up an unboxing review, whatever applies, and a time lapse. That's at the least you can expect. I don't know for the 15th of it will be on that day or 1 or 2 days late, because I have the surgery on a Monday, the day that I usually would put up a review or a unboxing. And with me being the one that uploads it directly from the computer directly onto YouTube and not pre-uploaded, because I never know what I'm going to upload. Yeah, I'm like that, so yeah. So it might be that I'm not feeling the greatest, so I, at least the latest on Wednesday, I would have put up something. But yeah, I most likely will talk about that more next week, because I for sure as hell will try to do something next week. Then I most likely will also be talking about like what I'm planning to do, yeah, for after surgery and the whole load. So yeah, with this being all said, do take good care of yourself, have a wonderful week, and yeah, you know all the YouTubey stuff, so yeah, you know the drill, and I hope to see you in a next video. Bye.